Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Through Salmon Scott selections here for Monday, November 7th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap what happened yesterday. We had a great day, but starting off with the bad news, we ended up losing the play of the day video with Stafford interception at minus 115 on DraftKings. I can't call it a bad beat, but we had some chances there to cash it. Stafford was awful the entire game. I believe he completed 50% of his passes. He was pressured a lot, had a couple of errant throws, and Tampa dropped, I believe it was 2 interceptions. So he picked up a loss there. But on the bright side, did give out a 3-pick player prop parlay on my Twitter, and we ended up cashing that, and it paid out at roughly 18 to 1. We had Garrett Wilson, 60 plus receiving yards at plus 152. We had Devontae Adams, 100 plus receiving yards at 200 at plus 210, and we had Derrick Henry, 100 plus rushing yards at plus 142, and that paid out at plus 1790. So anytime you hit an 18 to 1 parlay, definitely a good day. But unfortunately, couldn't get the sweep because Stafford ended up not throwing a pick. Either way, good day. Look for another winning day here on Monday. And for today's play, they're going to pivot and talk about some hockey once again. Look at a matchup between the Blues and the Bruins taking place at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And in our last NHL play, we faded the Blues, and we're going to do it again. We're going to take the Bruins in regulation at minus 115 on DraftKings. Time recording of 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the Bruins 60-minute line here at minus 115. First reason, shopping around, minus 115 is a great price. You can find the same exact bet at minus 136 on FanDuel. So you're saving 21 cents, no questions asked. And I think based on how much money should come in on the Bruins tomorrow, or I should say on Monday, then I do think you'll end up seeing this line probably end up closing somewhere closer to 125 or 130 on DraftKings as well. But to go through the actual season so far, the Bruins have been a lot better than the Blues, and it's really not even close. The Bruins have arguably the best record in the league. I know Vegas has played one more game, so Vegas is 11-2. Boston is 10-2, but 7 of those 10 wins have been in regulation. Boston's looked like the best team in the Eastern Conference, and I think they should look comfortable at home in this spot. Meanwhile, the Blues have been awful. They've lost each of their last 6 games by at least 2 goals, and the Bruins are also 6-0 straight up at home this season, while the Blues have been awful on the road lately, as the Blues have lost each of their last 2 road games by exactly 4 goals. So you're going to give me the arguably best team in the league against one of the worst teams in the league up to this point. I do think this line is definitely generous, and I'm going to take advantage of it. But to go through the stats, the Bruins are much better in basically every area. The Bruins are averaging 4.2 goals per game, which is the best in the league. Meanwhile, the Blues are averaging just 2.3 goals per game, which ranks dead last. You have the best offense in the league against the worst offense in the league, and I think that should definitely result in a pretty lopsided score over these 60 minutes. But to go through the defense, the Bruins are allowing just 2.5 goals per game, which ranks 6th in the league. Meanwhile, the Blues are allowing 3.33 goals per game, which is tied for 26th. And to go through some other special teams numbers here, the Bruins also have the best penalty kill in the entire league. The Bruins rank number 1 in penalty kill percentage. The Blues rank 22nd. So if penalties are going to end up being the story in this matchup, I do think the Bruins have a much better chance of killing off some penalties while the Blues might struggle doing the same thing. And to go through a trend here, the Bruins have been amazing at home for the last couple of years. The Bruins are 46-18 straight up in their last 64 home games, which is equivalent to roughly a 72% win percentage. So the Bruins have been amazing at home for a while. The Blues have been pretty awful all season long. We faded them last game because they were in the middle of a slump, and it hasn't stopped. They got killed by the Islanders, lost the game by several goals again. But you're going to give me a Bruins team that is returning home after a decently long road trip, that's been undefeated at home this season, and they're against, right now, what is a cupcake opponent. I do think them winning in regulation is definitely a good price, and I'm going to take it. So play that once again here for Monday, November 7th is going to be on the Bruins in regulation at minus 115 on DraftKings. Bye, everyone.